What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work our way up through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. We are currently in the F1 2013 season, 4 seasons into this career mode. So, if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go catch up with the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens. You will find a playlist up there, so you can go catch up with everything that you have missed. But after 2 rounds of the F1 2013 season, driving for Lotus, we're currently in P7 after a 4th place in Malaysia and an 8th place in Australia. So 16 points on board at the moment, same amount of points as our teammate, but he unfortunately got a 3rd place in Australia, so that is why he is currently ahead of us in the standings. So we're not doing too badly. P7 at the moment. It is a Toro Rosso seat for next season, but we would like to maybe challenge with the top 4 and get either Mercedes, Red Bull, Williams or a Ferrari seat for next season. If we can get any of those 4 teams, then that'd be pretty decent indeed. But looking at the emails going into today's race, so race results data, don't really need to bother about that. Neither do we need to worry about the tyre wear, and the teammate challenge, we already know about that because we've done for 3 full seasons already in this career mode, so we know all about the teammate challenge. Anyway, the information for the Chinese Grand Prix is going to be cloudy during the race weekend, but no rain apart from practice. However, we are not doing the practice session today because there is no R&D objective. So, without any further ado, let's head over to the race weekend for the Chinese Grand Prix. Here we go then. One-shot qualifying for the Chinese Grand Prix. Returning to the one-shot qualifying here at this race weekend. Kerrs out of the final corner. DRS activated down towards the line. And let's get this lap underway. Going down into the very tricky 360-degree turn 1 and turn 2 corner complex. We need to get the car turned in for this right-hander. Ease off the throttle a bit. Try not to run it out too wide. And I have done that. I've completely missed the apex through there. Oh, that is terrible. That is a terrible line through turn 1. But let's see if we can make it up over the rest of the lap. Look at that. Already 8 tenths down on Nico Rosberg's time. Not good enough. Not good enough at the moment. But let's just see what we can do. Come on. 2.4 seconds lost in Sector 2. Wow. How on earth we managed that? We're not that slow, surely. That is terrible. Anyway, one long straight. A couple of corners left to go. And this lap will be underway, where we will no doubt be at the back of the field at the moment, because it is just not being good enough. Through the hairpin then towards the final corner. It's not going to be good enough for pole position. I think we're going to match the pole times we go through the final corner. Yes, we do. That's how far off the pace we are. Look at that. DRS open and last. We're not last. Okay, we're not even last in this qualifying session. Wow. Was not expecting that. Was expecting to be last, but we were beaten by Jules Bianchi here today. Unfortunately, we lose out to one of the back markers. But P19, it's actually better than what I expected. I expected to be off the pace and down in last position. But that is really not good. Really, really not a good race here today. Sebastian Vettel, Nico Rosberg and Fernando Alonso. Nothing separating those 3 drivers at today's race. So that's pretty interesting to see. But we usually tend to do a lot better in the races than we do in the qualifying session, so hopefully we can make our way through the field. Kimi Räikkönen qualifies in P6, so a good job there for my teammate. Unfortunately, he is beating me on that one at the moment in the teammate battle, so we really need to start to work on our qualifying pace and, yeah, just try to get further up the field, because P19 is not really good enough. But can we secure a points finish from there in the race? Let's find out as we head over to the race for the Chinese Grand Prix. It's race day here at the Chinese Grand Prix, starting in a very, very disappointing P19 on the grid. It's not a good qualifying session for us, and hopefully we can make up a few positions in the race. Looking at the race strategy, starting on the option tyres, pitting for the primes on lap 6 of this 14-lap race, and we will be going on a cautious fuel strategy for today. Anything else to talk about teammate challenge? We are drawing on outrace with Kimi Räikkönen, drawing on fastest laps, and drawing on championship points as well. But unfortunately, we're losing out on podiums and the out-qualified. He is dominating us in the qualifying sessions at the moment, so we need to pick up the pace in those ones. Nothing else really to talk about. P19 in today's race. Nico Rosberg starts in pole, so without any further ado, let's head down to the track and get today's race underway. Nico Rosberg lines up in pole position for today's Chinese Grand Prix. The Mercedes are doing really well in this F1 2013 season. I think Lewis Hamilton got pole in Malaysia, and he won the Australian Grand Prix. So they're doing a pretty decent job, but we are not. We're down in 19th position behind Jules Bianchi. As the lights come on now, it is 5 red lights. It is lights out for the Chinese Grand Prix. We are underway here today using curves and putting it up into rich mixed fuel, but not using all of our curves because we want to save it for later on in the lap. Anyway, we're going to go around the outside. No, we're not. I was thinking about maybe going around the outside, John Verne down in towards turn 1, but unfortunately we can't do that. Now we've got to try and pick some gaps. Oh, gone into the back of Guido van der Garde, finding a gap there though, in between Marussia and some other guys, getting a warning for causing a collision, just bumping across everybody at the moment. Bit of a slide, puts me into the path of the Force India. Oh my god, everybody's getting caught up with each other. Where are we going to go? Around the outside, possibly. Forced out by John Verne, forced off the track. Come on, mate. That's not really fair, is it? You can't just force me off the circuit, even though we are going like 4 wide into that corner. But still, come on. Can't exactly do that. But anyway, we're only up into P17. This has not been a good start to this Chinese Grand Prix. But if we can sort of, you know, get used to the lap very quickly, we can make up some positions. As I'm so close up the back of Adrian Sutter, who's made a mistake down in towards this long left-hander up the inside of Pastor Maldonado. And maybe even Valtteri Bottas as well. A little bit of a tie bang between the two of us. Is going to try and perform the switchback maneuver on him, but it hasn't worked. Look at the kick of oversteer that I've got through there. And the correction just made it even worse. Losing so much time out to Valtteri Bottas. We may have had the opportunity to go for the overtake if we hadn't have had to correct the car, but you know that just was not the case here today. Maldonado now might be looking to go for the overtake down in towards this hairpin, but I don't think he's going to have enough pace. We're going to close up quite a bit to Valtteri Bottas through here, right on the tail of the Williams driver, and he runs it wide. And there we go, moving up into P13, overtaking Bottas, and up next is Paul di Resta. Oh, a couple of battles going up ahead of us. Paul di Resta battling with a Mclaren of Jenson Button. The two Brits going ham to ham at the moment on each other. We are so close on the back of Paul di Resta now. We're going to make it a 3 Brit battle down in towards this hairpin. Might dive it up the inside of Paul di Resta if we can. Maybe have a little look. Oh, I wasn't even looking. Esteban Gutierrez has had a collision with Jenson Button. I need to have a look at that because I was not even focused. I was too busy looking at my braking point down in towards that corner and trying to get up the inside of Paul di Resta. And it looks like Button, yes, just goes straight into the back of Esteban Gutierrez. I was too busy trying to overtake Paul di Resta. I probably should have turned a little bit more, not gone into the side of Esteban Gutierrez. But luckily for us, I mean, seriously, we are so lucky not to get any front wing damage on our car. Look, nothing at all. Our front wing's fine. We've broken his one. And Paul di Resta has been held up massively. But let's get another little look at that. So, Jenson Button, if I get a better view, Jenson Button just goes into the back of Gutierrez. I don't know what he was doing. What are you doing, Jenson? Straight into the back of Esteban Gutierrez. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much because that's put me into the points for today's Chinese Grand Prix. We are into the points, baby. P10 at the moment. It's been very lucky so far in today's race, but we will take that. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. Oh, Gutierrez, what are you doing, mate? What on earth are you doing powering through down in towards turn 1? There wasn't even a gap there. There was not even a gap there. Look at that. Where are you going? Where on earth are you going? You picked the slightest amount of gaps. To be fair, hats off to you for actually making that stick and holding the car. I will not take that away from you. But seriously, man. What are you doing? You could have easily ended both of our races through that corner. And now we've got to go side by side with Gutierrez down towards this corner. And I've not made it because I just was not focused enough. Losing the back end. I'm really struggling with this car. Not in this game. It's just this circuit. I'm just really struggling at this circuit at the moment. But as my engineer says, Gutierrez does have a small amount of damage on his car. So when he does have to make his pit stop, it will be a longer one. So we don't have to worry about Gutierrez really too much in this race. I am really, really struggling for grip right now. The tyres are completely dead at the moment in this race. Just look at them. Look how dead they are in this race. As Gutierrez goes and sets the fastest lap of the race. How has he done that? How is Gutierrez that quick as Bottas goes around the outside now? I'm just going to have to give him position. I'm not very quick through this track. I'm not very quick through turn 1 either. So, unfortunately, Bottas is going to take away that position. My tyres are dying. They're falling away from me. And Bottas is going to take P11. Not like it even matters, though. All it is, all P11 gives us is the team objective. It won't give us any more points. It may give us the chance to get a point if somebody else crashes ahead of us. But right now, P11, it means absolutely fuck all. Oh, tyre wear, please. Just get me through the corners. Look at them. They are all red. they are destroyed. There's like, I don't know, maybe like 6% left to tread on these tyres. They are just completely gone as I try and get through corners, fighting the car so much. I'm just so slow as well around this circuit, and it just doesn't help. Come on, car. Maldonado, get off me. Get off me, Maldonado. Oh, a little bit of a side swipe there from myself. Maldonado gets away with not being out of the race, but I'm just struggling. I mean, I've got no excuses. I just can't do anything. I cannot keep this car on the circuit without it losing the back end. Come on. Car, just make it. We're nearly there. We are nearly there. We are about 100 meters. Is definitely not 100 meters from the pit lane. We have got 2 corners left to go until we get to the pits. Come on. We can do this. Oh, I'm so slow through that hairpin. It just doesn't want to turn. Car, come on. Little Lotus car. Let's do this. Brake into the pit lane. Can we actually make it into the pits, though? Yes, we can. Losing the back end quite a bit, but we get through. We're into the pit lane. And we can finally get a fresh set of tyres, which is what we desperately need right now. We desperately need a fresh set of tyres. So, into the pits we go. White wall tyres are on. We're going to get held up by Toro Rosso, but we don't lose out any position. So, that's pretty decent. Pretty decent pit stop there. And we are going to be coming out in P15. Maybe P16. Somebody else is coming down towards turn 1. We do have to be aware of this guy. It's the Toro Rosso trying to go around the outside of us, down in towards turn 1 and 2. But we come out ahead of him. We are in P15. And let's just push on and see where we can come out after the pit stop phase. Okay, drivers coming into the pits now. So we should be able to gain some more positions up into P14 at the moment as Chilton comes into the pits. And there goes another driver. We go up into P13. But it's not good enough. Unless anybody started on the prime tyres around us, then we may gain a few positions from that. But at the moment, it's just not good enough. P13 is not where we want to be. Charles Peake is ahead of us. Okay, so he does still have to make a pit stop. So we will go up into P12. But then I think that will be it, because I think that's Valtteri Bottas up in P11. Closing in on Charles Peake quite a bit at the moment. Don't think we'll be able to go for an overtake on him. There's not really any point as we go straight into the back of the Caterham driver, who's just so slow going down into the pits. I guess that's why they are the back markers. Their brakes aren't exactly the best on this game. But past Charles Peake, up into P11, up into P12, sorry, chasing down Valtteri Bottas for P11. But I think P12 is probably going to be the best that we can do in this race. Okay, here we are on lap 13. It's been a bit of a dead race after the pit stop phase, but that is all about to change. I've now got Jenson Button all over my tail, even though it doesn't mean anything in this race. I mean, we're just battling for P12. There is still at least a bit of a battle now going on in this race. So, 2 laps left to go. Let's try and defend against Jenson Button. Okay, this is where Jenson Button is going to have a great opportunity to go for an overtake down in towards this hairpin. I'm going to defend the inside line, block him off there, but he's going to get the outside line down in towards the hairpin. It's side by side between myself and Jenson Button. Who's going to brake latest? It looks like I am, but I've overshot the hairpin. Oh, for goodness sake. No grip on the tyres. And then we can't get out of the corner because they just want to punish us more. They want to punish us more for going wide just by killing the engine and giving you absolutely no power out of the corner when you run wide. That's such an anticlimactic end to this battle. Final lap though. We haven't really got Paul di Resta too close behind us, so we should be able to hold on to P13. But let's just get this car to the end. It's been a very boring, very, you know, dull race here today. And I'll be happy to get it over and done with. Provided I, of course, don't get a puncher at the end of the race. Because, I mean, that could easily happen. Look at the tyres. They are disgusting at the moment. Oh, back end. Just stay with me. Come on. Lewis Hamilton wins today's Chinese Grand Prix. He wasn't on pole position. That went to Nico Rosberg. But Lewis Hamilton, nevertheless, gets the race win here today. I'm fighting the car all over the place at the moment. Just trying to keep it on the circuit. I've got Paul di Resta on my tail to go down in towards the hairpin. I'm going to defend the inside line. If he wants to go for the overtake, he's going to have to do it around the outside. This time, I'm going to try not to brake a lot later than I should to. So braking now, down in towards the hairpin. Squeeze out Paul di Resta just a little bit. Getting the car turned in. Will he go for the switchback maneuver? He doesn't quite do it. Down into the final corner. Can we hold on to P13? Even though I don't really care about P13, still, nevertheless, we've done it. We hold on to P13. Paul di Resta finishes in 14th. And the disappointing race is over. What a disaster. What an absolute disaster coming into today's race. We did gain on where we started, starting in P19, of course, and finishing in 13th. But there was just no pace. absolutely no pace in the car here today. We were only just faster than the guys behind us. And look where the lap times Kimi Räikkönen was setting, like 3 seconds quicker. 1:37, we set a 1:39.5. So yeah, 2 seconds quicker than ourselves in today's race. It's just not good enough, is it? It is just not good enough. Another podium, though, for Kimi Räikkönen. So well done to my teammate. Lewis Hamilton wins today's race with Sebastian Vettel in 2nd. Kimi Räikkönen 3rd. Nico Rosberg 4th. Felipe Massa in 5th. Mark Webber 6th. Nico Hülkenberg in 7th. Sergio Perez 8th. Fernando Alonso not having a good race at all, finishing down in P9, with Esteban Gutierrez getting the final championship point here today. Valtteri Bottas finished in 11th in the end with Jenson Button 12th, and there is myself finishing in P13. Not a good race today for the Lotus team. We'll be looking to improve on that as the season goes on. No DNF4 today, so let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship, and we've been demoted once again back down into P8, which is a Lotus seat for F1 2014. So that's not where we want to be. We want to be further up the field, because 16 points, 8th place at the moment. It's not too bad. We're only 3 races into the season, and we do tend to do better at the end of the season, but we would like to definitely get the best start that we possibly can. Lewis Hamilton currently leads the championship at the moment, 3 points over Sebastian Vettel. Nico Rosberg a little bit off the pace, but he may be able to come back into it at the end of the season. And Felipe Massa at the moment only 4 points ahead of me. So there is a chance still to catch up to Felipe Massa. Of course, we do want to get into the top 4 to get one of the big 4 teams for next season. But at the moment, that's just not happening. We need 20 points to catch up to Mark Webber. Looking at the Constructors' standings, though, Mercedes lead the way on that one. 6 points ahead of Infinity Red Bull Racing, with Lotus in 3rd. So we have jumped above the Ferrari team. They're on 46 points. We are on 47. Mainly thanks to Kimi Räikkönen at the moment. But we have got a few points on board. 16 points to help towards that. So we're not doing too badly, but Kimi Räikkönen is definitely pulling the team at the moment. But that is it for today's Chinese Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I will see you next time at the Bahrain Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.